One more time. The median of a triangle connects a vertex to the middle of its opposite side. So to picture that, if you've got a triangle and your triangle is ABC, and you take a line and you connect a vertex, we'll take vertex B and we'll connect it to the middle of its opposite side. So it would be about here. Call that point D. It's the middle of the opposite side, so it means A to D is congruent to D to C. B to D is a median. If I take another median from point A and I connect it to side BC, or to the middle of side BC, it's going to hit about there. So point E is in the middle of side BC. You see the picture? Median connects vertex to the middle. Median, like the thing that goes down the middle of a road, a median connects a vertex to the middle of its opposite side. Where the medians meet, that is called centroid. That's right there. So we're going to get in your notes that the medians of a triangle. How many medians would a triangle have? Well, there's two up there, and we didn't do the third one, so there's three. Vertex to the middle of the opposite side. There's going to be three. The medians of a triangle are concurrent. At the centroid. Which is 2/3 of the distance from the vertex to the opposite side. Do you see how that centroid, that blue dot, that point F, looks like it's further from B than it is from D? That's because it is. It's 2/3 of the way from B to D. F is 2/3 of the way from A to E. All right? The easiest way to do that is that if you're told that F to D is 3, and you're asked to find B to F, just double the 3. Okay? And what's 3 times 2?
6.
Good, 6. So B to F is 6.
Wait, why are you doubling it?
8.
Because if B to F is 2/3 of the distance from F to D, because we just said that, it's 2/3 of the distance from the vertex to the opposite side. That leaves that means F to D is 1/3 of the distance. Well, if one piece is 1/3 and the other piece is 2/3, one of the pieces is twice as big. If you're given the big piece from A to F and you're told that it's 8, you divide that by 2, and F to E would be equal to 4.
And so the line BB is equal to 9?
Correct. Understood?
Yes.
Questions? All right, the other thing that's super important is that the centroid is the center of gravity of the triangle. Look at example 1 on the top of page 327. And I'm not going to do example 1. We got a bunch of material to cover today. So you basically have to understand that the centroid is 2/3 of the way from a vertex to the opposite side. Okay? I do need you to flip over to page... If we got time at the end, we'll come back to that example. Page 334. The mid-segment. Of a triangle connects the midpoints of two sides of the triangle all right. The mid-segment of a triangle connects the midpoints of two sides of the triangle. It is parallel to the third side and 1/2 its length. Mid-segment of a triangle. So if you draw a triangle on your paper, MNO, mid-segment connects the midpoints of two sides. So if you find the midpoint of one side, the midpoint of side MN looks to be about right here. We'll call it X. We'll find the midpoint of side NO, which is about here, and we'll call it Y. If X is the midpoint of MN, then M to X is congruent to X to N, right? And if Y is the midpoint of NO, then N to Y is going to be congruent to Y to O. And if we connect X and Y, we've created what's called a mid-segment. Mid-segment connects two midpoints. It is parallel to the third side. So this piece is going to be parallel to this piece. And it's half of its length. Parallel and half of its length. So if M to O is 18, how far is it from X to Y?
9.
9. If this angle measured down here, if angle M is equal to 64 degrees, then what is the measure of angle N, X, Y?
64.
It's going to be 64 degrees also, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the mid-segment and M to O are parallel to each other. That would make the left side or this top side of the triangle a transversal, wouldn't it? and it would make those two corresponding angles. Okay? Those are the facts that you need to know about a midsegment. So I want you to look at example 2 right now on page 335. And I'm going to draw it up on the wall while you're looking at it and finding some of those dimensions. And then we'll do it all on the wall at the same time. Okay, and I'm not going to put all the tick marks in there because we already know that these are all midpoints. All right? If you know they're all midpoints, then you know that UV is parallel to R to T. So let's answer some questions here. They ask for UV. No, UW. U to W. Where is it? U to W is this piece right here. U to W is a midsegment, isn't it? So what's the length of UW?
Oh, wait, half of 7.4.
It's half of 7.4, which is 3.7. Very good. How about the length of RT? R to T is down here. It's the bottom of this triangle. How far is it going to be from R to T? Lily? 10.4. Very good, because it's going to be twice as long as the 5.2. See it? Alrighty. How about the measure? The measure of angle SVU. The measure of angle SVU. So S to V to U. That's this angle right here. 41. And let's see, why would that angle be 41 degrees? Very good. Alternate interior angles. Because this piece, if it was extended, is parallel to this piece, isn't it? If they were extended. This line would be a transversal. So this 41 and this angle would be alternate interior angles. Well done. What would this angle be right here? 41, why? Because they're vertical angles, aren't they? All right, what would this angle be right here? 139, why?
Because they both have to equal 180.
They're a linear pair. Very good. These two are a linear pair. They form a line. They've got to add up to 180. What's this angle?
139.
139. Why?
Because the 41,
They're a linear pair and they're corresponding.
They're a linear pair. It's a linear pair with the 41, and it's a vertical with the 139, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well done. Very well done. Get the idea of how the midsegment works?
Yeah.
It's half of the side that it's parallel to. Yes. Let me try. Tell me when you lost me. Okay.
that's where we got half of 7.4.
This is pretty cool. That's going to do it right. All right, right here, the 3.7. It was this piece, right? That's a midsegment. It's parallel to this side. This side's 7.4. It's parallel to that side and it's half of its length. So 7.4 divided by 2 is 3.7. The 5.2 was right here. This piece is 5.2. They asked for R to T. So R to T is going to be twice as long as the 5.2. So 5.2 times 2 is 10.4. S to V to U, that was this angle right here. It was an alternate interior with the 41. So it was also 41. Flip back to 327. And let's do example 1. Now, when you're given, well, let me see. Let me get some more information. ABC. What you're going to be required to understand is that from this picture right here, you're going to be expected to know what point G is, what its name is, and what properties apply to it. Okay? Don't these three segments inside the triangle, don't they connect vertex to the middle of an opposite side? That makes them called, what are they called, Rachel? The point is the centroid, but what are the segments called that are concurrent at the centroid? No, those are medians. Medians connect a vertex to the middle of the opposite side. All right? So just when you're given this picture, you need to know that G is a centroid, that it's point of concurrency of the medians, and then it's 2/3 of the distance from vertex to the opposite side. You're expected to know all of that from that picture. Okay, so if you're told that A to F is equal to 9, and that G to E is 2.4, and then you're asked to find A to G and C to E. So if A to F is 9, okay, how far is it from A to G?
6.
6. If you take 9 and divide it by 3, that tells you what 1/3 of it is, right? And 1/3 of it's 3, so 2/3 of it is 6. So A to G is 6. If G to E is 2.4, G to E, this piece right here is 2.4. How far is it from G to, well, let's see. Oh, it asked for C to E. So if E to G is 2.4, how far is it from G to C? Which is
4.8.
4.8. But that's not how far it is from C to E, is it?
That's
That's how far it is.
7.2.
7.2. Very good. Okay? If you're told that B to D is equal to 12, and you're asked to find D to G, if B to D is 12, and you need D to G, this short piece, it's 1/3 of the 12, isn't it?
4.
It's
So take 1/3 and multiply it by 12.
4.
That's 4. This little piece is 4. What's the big piece?
oh, B to D.
That'd be 8.
That'd be 8. Get the idea? Questions? Let's do one more example. We got plenty of time. Say again? I'm aware.
So whatever, like, whatever you like, say you say A to F, that's 2/3 of the value you're looking for?
No, A to F is going to have a value. It may or may not have a value. What you need to know about A to F is that G, if it's the centroid, G is 1/3 of that distance. Or G to F is 1/3 of that distance. A to G is 2/3 of that distance. If they give you the whole distance, you divide it by 3. That's the short piece. You double the short piece, it gives you the long piece.
Okay.
If they give you the long piece, you divide it by 2, you get the short piece.
Okay.
If they give you the short piece, you multiply it by 2, it gives you the long piece. They're all half and double of each other in the centroid. The shorter looking piece is half of the longer looking piece.
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay? The longer piece is twice as long as the shorter piece because they have a 2/3, it's 2/3 of the way. One piece is 1/3, the other piece is 2/3, which means one's half as big as the other one, and one's twice as big as the bigger's twice as big as the smaller. The smaller's half the longer. If you don't know either one, and they give you the whole distance, divide it by 3. And then when you divide it by 3, that gives you the 1/3 piece. Double that, and that's the long piece.
Okay.
You got a short piece, a long piece, and the whole piece, right? You got the short piece, you got the long piece, and then you got the whole piece. Long piece is twice as big as the short. Short's half the long. Add them together and it gives you the whole piece. Right?
Yeah.
All right. Your assignment for today